I actually had Medicaid cards, food stamps, WIC checks. I was broke. I got myself into a further hole of being broke and broken. I got an opportunity to go to University of Florida, didn't have any college loans. I got student scholarships and funding from the government. I graduate, boom, I get a job. How many people was able to get a job after they graduated either from high school or college? I got a job. Y'all got to think University of Florida is like one of the premier schools of not the state of the United States of Florida. I mean, America, the United States of Florida, the United States of America. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. And now I get this job for $40,000. And I'll be honest with y'all, it was really easy for me to get a job. They were like, oh, the University of Florida hired. I get this job, I make $40,000 a year, and I saw a realtor making $40,000 in 2 months. A good friend of mine, who's my mentor today, we're the best of friends still today, bought a house, and I saw the agent. I saw us walk into the community. I saw her pick the model home. It was nearly finished being built. She made a few modifications. These were spec homes in a development. The lady was in an AC. She bought the house, and the lady, we didn't have a realtor. She made $40,000 on the transaction. Y'all, 2 days later, I quit my job. I knew nothing about real estate. I did not know how to get a license. I don't know if y'all are wired like me, but if you're wired like me, drop a number 5 in the chat box, because I quit my job and then figured the rest out later. I knew how to get an education, so I didn't care how long it was going to take me. I was already broke. $40,000 a year in Miami, you broke, okay? You broke. I mean, just call it what it is. And so that's where I was in my life. Y'all, I tell you what, I was the rookie of the year in real estate sales. So I want to stop right there. I got serious about sales. I remember reading a book in college, and I'm not an avid reader, but I remember reading this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in college. And for some reason, it resonated with me. However, I feel like he should have added a lot more details to investing in real estate, right? So now fast forward, I probably read that book my sophomore, junior year. So maybe I had read the book maybe 5 years prior, okay, to this moment. And I end up buying, let me just see if it's here on this screen. Let me just see if it's here on the screen. I want to show it to you. I ended up buying a duplex. Let me see if I have it here. I end up buying a duplex. Boom, here it is right here. Wow, look at this. Look at that. From current slide, great. So I end up buying this duplex, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I end up buying this duplex. If you don't know what a duplex is, it's a property that's attached and you have 2 doors. Does that make sense? It is a property that is attached and you now have 2 doors, DU, 2 plex attached. I don't even know if that's what plex means, but I'm going to make it up for the day. Okay, duplex. Y'all got that? Duplex. I'm 21 years young. I'm 45 today for some of you guys that are wondering. Okay, I make this purchase in October 2015. Okay, for $128,600. You see, there it is right there. It says sell information. Oh, actually, this is not the duplex. Okay, but let me just see if it's in here, because I want to show you. So I have this thing, guys. All of my duplexes were pink. All of my peach, they were peach. Why? Because people just loved peach back in the day. But we'll use this as an example, okay? I was able to buy a duplex, guys. I think I paid $89,000 for it. Moving forward, post-COVID, okay, I was able to sell that property for nearly $450,000. So watch this. Same thing happened here. And I knew that this was not the duplex because I did not buy it from the foreclosure court, right? Which is now online. You're gonna hear me say court, but now there's no longer a court where you actually go and you bid and you bid. That's no longer here. I don't know what it's like in other states, but you actually now bid online, right? You make your deposit, you bid online. This is what I did. I went to miami-dade.gov foreclosure. I registered myself. I wired $10,000 into the registry, because these were the rules. You must have at least 10% of what you believe your goal of purchasing that property for. Does that make sense? Okay, so now I buy this property. Now I'm a realtor already. I'm years in the game. Okay, I've already done my title search. It's free and clear other than the lien of the mortgage. I end up buying this property. You can see it here, guys, in 2015. Can you guys see that? Is that big enough for you guys to see? I buy it for 128, but you can see the person before me bought it for 300,000. Okay, so the bank took a loss on this property. Okay, it appraised in October of 2022 for 458,000. If you were in a predicament where you needed to sell a property to liquidate to scale, would this be an ideal situation for you? I paid 128, and I'll be honest with y'all, I put about $20,000. I did a new roof, 2 new kitchens, new floors, new bathrooms. I did the works on this property. This property today is worth $850,000. Guys, does this look like a better retirement than 401k? Now, when people ask me, well, Claudia, why don't you have a 401k? I tell them why, because I've been investing in real estate and I still own this property today. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing for a second. And I want to bring something up. And we're going to do a question and answer segment just so that you guys know. And so if you have questions, please just wait to the end. And then I'll also open it up for questions so you'll be able to. Okay, so you'll be able to ask some questions. Okay, I'm going to give you another example. I kind of just want to jump right into it, guys. I'm not going to spend too much time on the cycles, but knowing the cycles, Eric said, let me hold 10,000, right? But knowing the cycles are very important. Knowing the cycles are very important. So I want to share that with you. Knowing the cycles are very important. And I'm going to start here. Okay. I want to share with you the cycles. And I'm going to get right into the cycles. Okay. The recovery, expansion, hypersupply, and the recession. Okay. Recovery, expansion, hypersupply, and recession. It is important that you know what these are. Okay. I'll tell you a story. My mom suffers from Alzheimer's. She is now bedridden. She does not remember our names, but the other day she did count from 1 to 10. So that was amazing, right? And I'll tell you guys this, my mom would not be able to live in this, well, she was still struggling even when she didn't have Alzheimer's. So let me just start there. But now she has access to her Social Security, which is about $1,350 a month. Okay, that does not even cover my mom's mortgage. It does not cover her taxes. It does not cover her insurance. And if it doesn't cover that, then you know it doesn't pay the water bill, the light bill, the groceries that we have to have, and the 3 round-the-clock people that we have to have around the house. Because my mom's one wish is that she didn't go to a nursing home. Okay, if we were not able, okay, to position ourselves, well, let me back up because that wasn't the point of that story. My mom has Social Security. So do you guys believe if I believe in the Social Security method? I don't. I do not believe by the time that I'm 62, Social Security is going to be able to take care of me. Here it is. Is at her retirement age, and my mom is on $1,350 a month today. Is there anyone? Just drop, if you could do that, drop a number 1 because I want to know what you're doing. We're not talking about real estate investments and any of that stuff. You're just getting this one check. My mom gets this one check every month, and it does not cover a fraction of her bills. Okay, so I'm not going to read over this, but I want you to take a screenshot of this. okay? Do y'all remember when the real estate market was at its most devastated space? The recovery phase is where we start to gain traction. It's when you should want to. How many people are realtors? Just drop a R if you're a realtor of some sort on this call. If you're a realtor, drop a R in the chat box. All right, good. All right, good. Okay. So this phase, okay, what should you be doing? What should you be doing in the recovery phase? Why did I want to design this specifically for realtors today? And really, if you're not a realtor, this is good for you too. Because there's going to be a time, and this is true today, we're only as good as our last sale. We are only as good as our last sale. Watch this. How many people remember 2007, 2008? If you were in the market space in 2007, write 2007 in the chat box. I want to know who I'm talking to today. All right, good. 2006, I made $589,000 in sales commission only. Okay. I forget how old I was, but I was a lot younger. 2007, I made $58,000 in sales. I consider myself top producer, not by my own standard, but by the standard of the industry. I was always top 10 in my office, always top 20 amongst all the offices, which is about 4,000 agents. This is with my old company. Okay. I think I deserve the right to say that I am a top producer, but yet I made from 589,000 to 58,000. I was a lot younger and I had not experienced this type of market. I didn't fold. I want y'all to know that we're going into a recession. It may not look like 2007, but it will be a recession. How many people are struggling to sell their listings right now? Like it's not like 2 years ago where the line was wrapped around the corner of appraised. How many people think it's a different market today? It is definite. We got to put in some work. We have fun when we just put on MLS. We have to spend a little extra money on the marketing because as soon as they hit the MLS, your phone started blazing. Okay. I remember that market. And I'll tell you this. Always look at what you're budgeting for. I've never been a person to live above my means. So I didn't have to fold in that market, but I did get creative really quickly. I literally drove streets day and night, and I picked up about 24 billboards. Now, I told you what my income looked like, but I had some money put up. I did have money put up. I've already had some investments that I earned about 4 or 5 investment properties by this time. So I had some monies coming in, but it was nothing like $500,000, $600,000 for the year. Okay. It was more like $15,000 a month, or maybe even less. I was just getting started. And I remember pouring my money into marketing while other people were pulling out of real estate. I'll tell you right now, I'm in Florida and about 1,800 licenses so far have not been renewed. So it's happening, okay? So know the recovery market, okay? So number 2, I got to give you some background so you kind of understand. So in 2012, guys, don't make real estate complicated. Do not make this complicated. My landscaper owned a lot of properties. Well, he also started to lose a lot of property. He called me up. He said, Claudiane, I need help out of this property. Now, I'd already helped him out of another property that I happened to buy, by the way. But this was another property that I was able to buy from him. Y'all notice I said my landscaper. Some of y'all will think, and this was not a big landscaping company. This is a very small business. You would probably think, oh, he doesn't have it. Treat everybody equally and with care. because you never know when they're going to need you. And you want to be remembered as the person who was personable, that reached out. This guy is doing my lawn. Claudianne, I got to get rid of this property. I'm about to lose it. Watch this. I called the bank up. I said, hey, bank, my client called. They want to do something with this property. Do you know what the bank said? They said, just send us an offer. We're willing to work with you. They didn't want to go through a short sale. They didn't want to go through foreclosure. They said, send us an offer. This guy owed about $50,000 left on this property. Look, he bought it in 2006. I think he got exposed to the open market. Atypical motivation. Y'all reading that, right? That's what the deed said. That was a qualified description by the county of this property. Basically saying this was not a normal sale. Do y'all think that was a good buy? It's a duplex. I rented both sides out for $1,350, $1,400 over time. Had the property for a bit of some time, 5 to 6 years. Now I also put a new roof, new windows. You see the building is peach. Peach was my color. Gray is now my new color. Why? Because when I need to go and freshen up paint, I don't want to have to go in the file, figure out what. No, every property is the same color, including my house. Guys, is this making sense? And then also what happens when you start buying a block up, people start to realize, wait, that property must be owned by the property owner down there. Oh, wait, that property, I'm going to call them when it's time for me to sell my property. Okay. So I want y'all to see that, right? So I paid $40,000 for the property. Let's talk about expansion for a second. What should a property owner do during the expansion phase? Guys, this is for my realtors because I realize a lot of realtors are in the hustle and bustle of selling for buyers and sellers, yet you guys are forgetting about yourselves. You guys are forgetting about yourselves. If you have forgotten about yourself, just write an F in the chat box. If you have sold some great deals to some great people and you feel like you may have been that buyer, but it was an afterthought, drop an F in the chat box. Let's just be transparent tonight. You forgot about yourself. Now, the expansion phase is considered a healthy phase. People are selling, people are buying, prices are up. Watch this. I hope it's the next page. I haven't even looked at this presentation in a minute. So watch this. This is the same property, right? This is the same property. This is the same property that I bought when? Who remembers when I bought this property? In fact, it's still on the screen. 2012. Okay. Would y'all consider? I sold the property, guys, for $477,000. Well, Claudianne, why would you sell the property if you were making good rental income? I had no mortgage on the property. Remember, I bought it $40,000. I bought it $40,000 cash. Where do you get the cash from? I cater to sellers and buyers. I sold. That's what I do. I sell real estate. I curate business. I'm not making this up. Watch this. I can't make this up. I'm actually going to do, can I do a live call with y'all right now? Can I do a live call with you guys? Okay, I'll do a live call. This is not planned, but I just want to show you, for those people that think, oh, I can't get a deal, I just simply called my friend. She said she was at Brimstone. I said, I'm coming to meet you there. I'm dropping the kids off. I'm going to meet you over there. She said, I'm at the barn by myself. This is my client that I sold a property for in the middle of COVID for $90,000 more than the appraised value. Hey, girl, what's up?
What's up?
Okay, so let's just go over real quick. I got 2 minutes. I just want to go over this while I'm going over my notes. Now, the townhome, we're going to deem it worth $400,000. Sell that property in a nutshell that you were going to probably think about renting, right?
Mm-hmm. If we sell it, yeah, but I want to find a multi-unit. I need 10 or more units.
Now, I'm in a training, but I just wanted them to hear that.
Oh, okay.
Now, wait, watch this. You already own multi-units, correct?
Yes.
Can y'all hear her? Kayla, I can see you. Can you hear her?
Yes,
All right,
yes.
good. How much money are you making off of that building right now?
Which building?
The
Which
one, the 4-unit.
I do 10 grand a month.
10, how long have you had that building?
I've bought that building. I own it since 2005.
How much did you buy it for?
I think it might have been 280 or 300.
Okay, 280, 300. What do you think it's worth right now?
I think I haven't done numbers, maybe 700-800, I would hope.
Y'all think that's good? And she's making $10,000. So,
Liberty City.
So I'm talking to her at the bar. I'm like, well, why would you, Danbury, you already know. Like, she really showed me the ropes, to be honest. She told me who was who in Liberty City, who we need to talk to, where to find the grants. This is how long I've known her, for over 20 years. But now she knows better. She knows she shouldn't keep that townhome. She knows that it's time to scale up. Were you considering selling that business before talking to me yesterday?
I thought about it, but I don't like to. That's why I was just chilling till I made some moves, because I don't want.
Now watch this. She was scared of the capital gains tax. And then what did I introduce to you yesterday? Do you remember?
Yeah, I know, because I know how to do that too.
But give it to me. Give it to me. Give me the term that I gave you.
We're gonna do an exchange.
A 1031 exchange, y'all.
1031 exchange, yes.
So we're gonna exchange her into a like-kind property, investment to investment. She's gonna defer capital gains tax, and I'm gonna put her in a position where she's gonna make some money. All right, I'll call you back, Danbury.
Okay.
Guys, it's real simple. I didn't know that was gonna be the conversation I was gonna have with her yesterday. She's like, find me a tenant. I was like, for what? She said the townhome. I said, for what? You need to get rid of that and go make another 10 grand. So now she makes not 10 grand, she's making 20 grand, and she escapes the capital gains tax. Does that make sense to y'all? So now, guess what? Guess who's gonna make a commission? That's my first priority. Well, Claudia, find me something first. No. I need to sell that first, because we're not, she thinks that she's in the same market that she was in when I just sold her house. See, there was a line wrapped around the corner. I sold it for 90,000. It's my job to explain to her that today's market was not yesterday's market. Well, I don't want to sell and I have nothing to do. Don't worry about that. We're going to put a clause that you will not close until you identify your next property. Does that make sense? And then Claudine goes to work. Well, send me some stuff off the MLS. Girl, you know no good deals on the MLS. I got to go to work for you. And then what is Danbury going to do? She's going to send me more referrals. Guys, y'all got to stop making excuses. And I paid for the meal yesterday. And guess what? I Ubered her home because I had a drink and I got sleepy. Y'all know I don't drink. So now I drank this much alcohol and I got sleepy. I'm like, girl, I got to Uber you home. She's like, okay. How's this making sense to y'all? So now watch this. I sell this building, but Claudia, what did you do with the money? I flipped it into a building I just bought that's 25,000 square feet. Right? But I'm sharing that, and I want to be, can I be honest with y'all today? Can I be honest with y'all today?
Yes.
We bought a $3.3 million building. We had to come to closing with like 3.5 closing costs. I didn't have that type of money sitting in the bank. I didn't have 1.5 sitting in the bank, but I had it in assets. I had the money in assets. We did have some money in the bank, but we didn't have $1.3 million. But I had access. I had to buy real estate. How many people today are going to make a decision to buy real estate? I could have refinanced the building, but you got to know that I was only going to be able to pull 75% out, and I needed the capital to be able to buy this monstrosity of a property. So I want y'all to start focusing on the sales and start refocusing your mind, or stop buying things and buy assets. They're sexy to have. Okay? When I got my commission, I didn't go buy cars. I didn't buy watches. I didn't buy any of that stuff. I bought the next property. I bought the next property. I bought the next best deal. There were years that I didn't buy anything, but then there were years I bought 4 or 5 investments. Now I stay away from single family homes. I do not own any single family properties except the house I live in. And I didn't buy that house until I had 4 or 5 investment properties. Watch this. Now I took out my whiteboard here, but for the sake of time, I want to just use this board here. Is that okay? Can you see my board?
Yes.
I bought a property here, a property here. All these are multi-units, okay? Bought a property here, I bought a property here. Somebody asked, Claudia, are you looking to invest in a fund? I'm like, no, I can't get past making 6 and 7% when I'm making 30 and 42% return because of how I bought the properties. Like, the numbers don't make sense to me. Okay. So on this property, I was making 40,000 a year. This property, I was making about 38,000 a year. This property, maybe 25. Like, this is some crazy money. This property, and I'm guesstimating these numbers, but they were very close. Just get you an Excel. All I had was an Excel spreadsheet at the time. And at the end of the year, I would evaluate. And I'm sorry, back then I did have a single family home. And I was so emotionally attached to the tenants that I just never sold the house over 5 or 6 years. And it became a point where, let's just say this was a single family, but now it's time to buy my house. So I bought my house, not this house, but another house that I lived in. I ended up selling this house because I was only making like $4,200 a year on the property. I said, oh no, I gotta sell this property. When I started looking at, I'm making $38,000, $40,000, and $25,000 a year. I'm only making $4,200 a year. This house has to go. And it's sitting with so much, I call it the Barney house because it was purple. I bought it for like $60,000. I sold that thing for about $400,000 and paid off the house I lived in. So now I have no mortgage. I have no mortgage. Harder. Now the money that I'm making commissions are going straight to investments. They're bypassing bills. I don't got no bills at home. Is this making sense to you guys? So how did I do it? I'll show you how I did it. Okay. Guys, am I teaching y'all something right now today? Y'all forgot about yourselves? I'm teaching you guys something today. So now I bought a duplex. That's my first purchase. I just shared with you the numbers. And when I bought this duplex, I put 3% down because at the time, conventional was beating FHA rates, right? FHA was 3.5% down. Why would I put 3.5% down when I could do 3% down? And then the seller paid all my closing costs. The seller paid all my closing costs. So I took one of my, they both were Section 8 tenants. Do y'all know I had these tenants for 16 years? I made a killing off of this property. A killing. And then I sold the building and we created the school. This was 8 years ago, probably a lot longer. But no, about 8 years ago. And I took that money and I invested into the school. Does that make sense? But I leveraged it for maybe 18 years. I leveraged this duplex. So I took my commission check and I made a down payment and I bought the duplex. I started collecting money right away. And it felt good. I'm going to tell you, after paying the mortgage on this was not a cash deal. I was not in a position to pay cash. I made $1,600 a month. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. At first, I was like, this is whack. I can go sell me a house and make $30,000 real quick. But then I remember Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I remembered over time, property gained equity and I collected rent every month. So then I got smarter. I said, okay, wait, it's $1,600, but what does this look like if I multiply that by 10 more properties? I grew up in the dope boy era. I felt like I was the dope girl of real estate. Can I keep it 100 with y'all? I feel like every address was 192. This was the address 19210-112. Then I bought a block over 19210, 19212. Then I bought the Barney house. That was 19210 Northwest Another Avenue. Like I started to really for real buy the block. Then flips came out of that. Because I identify, wait, I don't want a single family in my inventory. So when I bought the Barney house, the people next door saw what I did and said, wait, we want to sell too. We're in a little bit of some trouble. Then 3 houses down, they saw what we did. Mind you, all the houses are the same colors, guys. So it's a trend now. I own 5 properties at one time on that same block that I all flipped. I flipped all of those. And when I started to flip, I started to take the money. I didn't buy cars and things. I bought more what? Type it in the box. Type it in the box. What did I buy more of? Watch this. It doesn't mean that I don't have nice things. I do. These are 2 of the 4 Rolexes that I own. One, but y'all, this is a watch that's worth, my appraisal is about $16,000. This watch is about $25,000. Can you see it? You see it real good? It's blinging so much you can't even see the light. It's taking away. I paid $2,500 for this watch. Why? Because I'm always in position to have cash on hand and to buy when people need me the most. Don't be fooled. I would never spend $20,000 on a watch. I'm going to wait until somebody needs me. And then I bought my husband a Rolex watch. I bought that for $2,000. The guy got deported and needed some cash. I said, I'll buy it. Let me get the appraisal. Is this making sense, y'all? Is this making sense? So what happens is that people will start seeing, you look at this bracelet. Same thing. Same thing. I do not even have like a for real jeweler. I don't. I go to the Seabolt building. I do. I get my jeweler there to do the appraisal. Is it real? The diamonds, what kind of quality? All right. And then I insure my pieces. Just like I would insure my real estate. So I'm not spending money on this. I'm buying the next deal. And then when that cash comes in, I'm stacking that cash every month to now invest in something else. I want y'all to start looking at the investments like this. I bought this duplex, this 4-unit, this 10-unit, and this is why I bought it, because it can float me money here. Watch this. Guys, is this making sense to y'all? Is this making sense to you guys?
Yes.
So now what I do is I say, okay, this building, so I'll show you the building I just bought. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys real quick. It wasn't listed. Y'all create business for yourselves. Get in position now. Don't wait. Don't wait. Okay? So now, let me see if I can find the property, at least some pictures for you guys. God, it's 7:40 now already, and I got a couple more things I need to share with you guys. All right, boom. Can you guys see that? So now, guys, here's a property we just bought. I just renovated the room. Now, it's 25,000 square feet of property. It is zoned school and church. Y'all know, if maybe you don't know, I own a school from K to 12. It's our 8th year. We've been rented for $10,000 a month. Well, we started at $6,000, but over the years, now we came to $10,000 a month. But guess what? The rent kept going up, but we had no capacity to grow because we had no more space there. So this opportunity presented itself. We bought the property, okay? I got a hard money deal. Don't be afraid of hard money, y'all. Don't even try to really read the documents for real. It is not mortgagee friendly, okay? Here's the space, y'all. This is the space that I'm now leasing. The church, the sanctuary is rented for $8,000 a month. We're getting some new tenants at $8,000 a month. And then we're going to get new tenants at 40. I want y'all to just calculate this as I'm giving you the numbers. Just calculate this. 8,000 plus 4,500 plus 4,500 gives you what? 8,000 plus 4,500 plus 4,500 equals what? Type it in the chat.
17,000.
17,000.
Okay. Our new mortgage payment, once the refinance is done, is going to be 14,000. That's including insurance. We pay no property taxes because we're a nonprofit and we are certified. I want to run these numbers back again to you guys. I need you to understand when you're buying, everything must make sense. I don't care what the building is used for. Okay? I don't care what the building is used for. Everything must make sense. And I think I see Rosemary on here. She just bought a church and then 2 single families, and they're figuring out how to make the church into a multi-unit property. Okay? So let me just share my whiteboard again. Okay, let me clear this off. I want to clear this off. I want y'all to know not to forget about you. This is your retirement. You will not want to sell properties for the rest of your life. If you're anything like me and the amount of deals we do, how many people know that sometimes they just want to quit some days? Like the people just drive you so crazy. You got all their weight on your shoulders. And now you're in a position where you're like, I need a break. You're on overload. You just want to disconnect for a minute. Try disconnecting, but still having income coming in without having to rely on sales, okay? So our new mortgage payment is going to be $14,500, like 550 something. I don't remember the like. Change. We're now getting 8,000. I'm getting $4,500 from another church and another 4,500 from another church. Y'all agreed and said that's all what, 17,000? Now I told you we used to pay $10,000 a month for rent. Now we own the building. We're now bringing in $17,000. How much rent are we paying? How much rent is the school actually paying for this building or a mortgage? 0. We're actually up $3,000. We're actually up $3,000. We're actually up $3,000. Do y'all see that? So we didn't just buy a building.
It pays for itself.
So all the money that's coming in from the school no longer has to pay the mortgage of the building. I did not buy a building that was single use. I bought it because I knew that a church is already there. The church is already there. The seats, the music, everything is already there. Is this making sense to you guys? All right, so let's go back. I want to close this out. We might be a little like 10 minutes over. Is that okay? I want to talk about the hyper supply. So y'all know what the first and the second one is. Okay. What you should be doing in the super hyper supply phase. I want y'all to read that for a second. If you finish reading it, just drop a 1 in the chat box if you finish reading it. Okay, so this is a space where you're not going to sell your properties. You're going to do more buying of the properties. I can tell y'all this: people are always going to get a divorce. People are, if we made it on Earth, is it true that we're going to leave Earth? People are going to die. They're going to transition. They're going to have assets that they need to get rid of. They didn't teach the kids, so now the kids don't want to deal with it. In fact, they don't even have money for the funeral, so now they're going to hurry up and sell the property because they need money for the funeral expenses. I'm just telling y'all the truth. This is what happens. Life is lifing. Life is lifing. But you have to ask yourself, are you in position to be the buyer in that transaction? Ask yourself today, you know, when I was younger, I would tell my good friends, y'all need to get out of this apartment and go live with your parents. Go live with your parents for a whole year. Stack your money. Maybe offer to pay the light and the water bill. But y'all are in this rat race. One of my friends did that, and I'll tell you right now, she's now a speech therapist, and she just bought her commercial building, and I closed on it. Not only did I close on it, I got her a $350,000 grant that she doesn't have to pay back. She's also a homeowner, the first homeowner in her entire lineage of her family. If she had not listened and moved back with her mom, even though her mom, oh, my mom aggravated, that's okay. We have a goal. She too was a single parent at a very young age. So on top of poverty already, we just created a worse situation for ourselves. And we love our children, we do, but it just is what it is, right? We had no room to expand. And the recession, obviously, is going to end the height of the market. Now, people get confused because what they start to do is compare it to 2007, 8, and 9. Don't do that. We will go into a recession. We're already in one. When you start seeing Fortune 100 companies letting go, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, when you start seeing them laying off Apple, massive amount of people, they're already preparing. You just don't know because you don't realize it hasn't hit you yet. Y'all remember all those layoffs? They didn't do it for them. They knew because they knew where we were going. Here's another thing that's happening. Watch this. You have no control over this. The longshoremen are on strike. Gonna remind me of COVID. We can't get products into the country. During COVID, go stock up on paper towel and toilet tissue. I was like, for what? Like, who's using that much toilet tissue? I didn't understand it. The shelves were empty. You go into the store right now, it's empty. We don't know when that stuff is going to restock. I told my husband we got to hurry up and buy our ACs for the school right now, because if somebody runs out of supply and there's no means of getting it back on into the US, there's a problem. That's going to create a demand. And guess what happens when demand happens? The prices double. Do y'all remember that during COVID? Man, I got a quote for my pavers. I wish I could show y'all, but it's dark. For $19,000. By the time I did them during COVID, honey, I paid nearly $40,000 for the pavers. How? Why? The demand. The demand. So I want to just stop for a second. Here are some of the properties that, look, oh my God, I got to show y'all 1609. I cannot leave here without showing y'all the duplex 1609. I hope it's here. Let me see if it's here. It's not here, but I'll go over it with you guys. Oh, I got to add 1609 to this presentation. Okay. Boom, right here. 1609. I bought this duplex from the same landscaper. Claudia, I need your help. I need you to get rid of this property for me. It's underwater. I called the bank. Guess what the bank said? Different bank. Y'all, this is crazy. Guess what the bank said? Just submit us an offer. We'll just review it. I submitted an offer for like 130. It was like, no. we know we told you to submit an offer, but that's too low. I said, okay, well, you guys counter me. They counter me at 160. Do y'all know I took that property? That property was worth nearly 400 when I bought it. Actually, I'm lying. It was not. It was actually underwater, but then COVID came in 2021, didn't it? When did COVID come? 2020 or
2020.
Right. So now the values were going down a little bit before they took a curve up. So I bought it for 160 and I had no time to do no renovations to this property. Everybody was busy. Mind you, everybody's busy because everybody's at home and now they want home improvements because they're sitting in front. I want to feel comfortable at home. They're redoing their inside of their house. Everybody's busy. I don't get to the property. My husband's watching the mortgage come out every month. He's like, so we're just going to continue to pay the mortgage and you're not going to go to the property and get it together. I'm like, I'm trying to get, he's like, Claudia, and if it's one more month we pay this mortgage, you're going to put it on the market and sell it. I said, okay. Okay, fair game. Well, one more month came in December. That property gained that much momentum. The point is, guys, if you don't start now, when are you going to start? I had no idea that COVID would come and the prices would escalate. In fact, I thought I was going to buy everything at a discount. I'm not even going to lie. I'm like, oh, we need new cars. We're going to be able to pick up somebody's cars because they losing them. But then cars became a demand. Y'all, I leased a Range Rover. I could not believe, and then I got pregnant, so I needed a bigger car, a bigger SUV. So I ended up selling the car. I made money on a lease. Now, how many people ever sold a car that's a lease and you made money? Like, that's unheard of. You always were told when you bought a car, it lost value the minute you drove off. It just took a shift. We had never seen anything like that. So the idea, guys, is 802. I want you to start getting in your phones and making the commissions that you are deserving to make. Guys, I don't know what's going on with NAR, but I'm not paying them no attention. I'm still at 7% list price. I know my value. And if you want to work with me and you want me to sell that property, we're listing at 7%. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I just want you to know that I did a survey of 1 mile around your property of all the realtors who have a property on the market. And I'll tell you right now, if you want to move this property very quickly, they are not offering commissions to the buyer's agent. But I believe that if we offer commission to a buyer's agent, we're going to be the sell of the century right now. And I tell them just like that. And they understand it. Does that make sense? Did I just teach y'all something just now? Did y'all think about calling the surrounding realtors saying, hey, I just want to know if you're offering a realtor's commission. If so, how much? Oh, when they do the 1%, oh, I'm documenting. No commission here, no commission here. No, Claudia, we absolutely want to sell our property. We want to be very competitive. Great, because I'm going to advertise that I'm offering a 3% commission, although, you know, you're paying 7%, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. And by the way, if I get the buyer, I'm willing to discount that 7%, 1% to 6%. Why am I not going to do it for 3%? You think I want to do work for the buyer and the seller at 3%? No, the cost of insurance, the cost of living is expensive. Y'all stop shortcutting yourselves because y'all making us look bad. Like we're not worthy of the work we do. And I don't know, sometimes I get divorced couples, I get these probate deals, they're not easy deals. Okay? So I want y'all to think about that. So I want you to get in your phones like I did yesterday. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Knows this. My girlfriend know I don't like calling her. She's a Leo like me, and she be wanting to haggle me down. I'm like, look, y'all don't need to be here for open house. We got it covered. She did not leave for open house. In fact, she was walking around with the buyer showing them the house. I literally sat at the dining table and watched her work. I said, well, if you're gonna work, just work. But the one thing she knows is that I'm going to get the best value for her property because I've already done it once. And I've not done it once. I've done it multiple times. And she knows that she doesn't want to go anywhere. Do y'all know how many realtors she knows? Y'all, she married, she's away. She's married to Dwayne Wade's dad. She knows a lot of people, but she knows one thing about me is that I'm gonna get the deal done. And I'm gonna bring her the highest deal and find her the best deal. Like, Claudia, how do you do that? Because I go to work, I get on the phone and I start calling people. My client that owns a school says, Claudia, I want to buy the few properties that's next to me. They're zoned commercial, but they're single family homes. They're not on the market. Y'all think I'm getting ready to wait till the people get on the market? No, I got into CoStar. The names are listed. I called them up. They ain't answer. I send them a certified letter, FedEx, because I want to know that somebody signed for the letter and they got it. And I want to know who signed for it. So when I do my follow-up, I'm not asking, did you get the letter? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I know that your office received the letter. I see that it was collected and signed for on X day. Were you able to review the offer? I have a buyer that's willing to buy your property. And then when they tell me no, I say okay, and I send them another FedEx. Why do I send them a FedEx? Guys, I send them a FedEx because I want to make sure that they get it and they don't confuse it with the regular mail that's coming. Tell the truth. How many people would open a FedEx package? Get smarter. And then I send her a text message and I say, round one of my mailings are out. I have another client that just bought a commercial building. He wants to buy the next commercial building. The guy refuses to sell it, but guess what? He's a slumlord. And guess who's cool with all the county commissioners? Hey, I need y'all to go buy this property and check it out. Do a little inspection. They're not responding to my letters. My client wants to buy it. You're not being irresponsible. What about the people who've owned properties for 28 years? They're no longer going to get the tax depreciation. They need to roll out of that investment, 1031 exchange, and go into the next 20. They're resetting the cycle. Come on, y'all. You got to have resources. You got to know what you're talking about. This is why I encourage people to join my team. No, this is not an EXP call, but this is not just about sales. This is how I maximize my sales commissions to reinvest in myself and my family. See, my kids won't have the same start that I started. Maybe they're not interested in real estate. They want to go and open up a tech business. They don't have the money. They could sell something and go and buy it. They don't even got to start from scratch. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? So I want to open it up right now for questions, and hopefully I have an answer for you. So how did I do it? I maximize my sales commission. Don't get, so when people say, oh, she's an investor, yeah, that's the second thing I do. My focus is buyers and sellers. I don't know about y'all, but I like seeing 50 and 60 and $90,000 commissions all day long. I like the 5,000 too. I got $2 million. My husband and I owe $2 million on our building. I told you we bought it for 3.3. I said we could really pay this off in 2 years. Our living expenses aren't expensive. I could live off of 10 grand a month. I could. Not even. But that's with the extra stuff, the nail, the hair, and the travel when we want. And I could really pay the building off if I wanted to in 2 years. I can make $100,000 a year. I mean, a month in commissions. I could. How many people want to make 100,000 in commissions every month? If you're not saying yes, there's a problem. Let me show you what it looks like. It's not like rocket science. Like, stop making it hard. I'm gonna go and call seller number one. That deal is gonna be, let's just say 800,000. I'm gonna charge 7%. Let's just say I charge 6%. Okay, 48,000. And then before I put it on the market, I'm gonna email it to my CRM. Off-market property, first watch, first look is gonna be the subject. Get access to the first watch, first look open house before hitting the market. And then I'm gonna bring in my own people. Potentially, I can make 48,000. Boom, that's one sale. Y'all, I do that again. That's $100,000. And if I've already capped with EXP because I've already paid my 16,000 into the company dollar, guess what? I get 100% commission. This is not an EXP call, but I'm just giving you an idea of what it can look like. And then when I show Kayla how to do it, because she's in my organization, and I show Celanese and I show Celeste, we've done some deals. Tanya and I have done some deals. Lori has done some deals. When I start showing them how to do the deals, I should show you my revenue check, my rev share check. The company pays me every time they produce. So Kayla, come off of mute for a second. You know, I'm gonna use you as an example. Kayla come on the Zoom yesterday morning because I do a huddle every morning from Monday to Friday at 9 and 9:30. Now she knows about when she come on here with a problem. So we answered the question. I'm like, well, why is Kayla calling me at the last minute and she has my cell number? That's weird. I told you that, didn't I, Kayla?
Yes, you did.
I said, if you're not going to utilize me, then what's the point of me being here? So she knows now that I'm here. She can call me. And if I don't answer, text me, I will call her back. Kayla has a problem. She needs to go to closing today. And there's a tenant that shouldn't be in the property. Well, I ain't even gonna call him a tenant. There's a trespasser in the property that she needs to get out. I said, Kayla, first of all, call 911. Have them meet you there. You have a trespasser in the property. Have the owner meet you there. Have your paperwork on hand. They will get him out of the property. What did you do today, Kayla?
Exactly what you said. And I have you on speed dial. I'm using the 25 years of experience that she's talking about. But yes, I did do that. We called the police. 4 BSO officers showed up, and I did have paper on hand. And I gave them my cards too. I told them, you know anybody that needs real estate, contact me. So yeah.
Where did you go? Because the buyer was adamant about having the property vacated. Correct?
Yes.
Did you close that deal today?
Yes, we closed.
And I told her, don't get, like, she gave this long story. I was like, first of all, you're not going to have all that time, all the time to tell a story. Sometimes you're going to need to wrap that thing up in 30 seconds. All that stuff in between is not important. I got a person that's not supposed to be in the property. I need to get him out. What is the goal? The goal is to close the deal, make the seller happy because that's her client, and get her commission at the end of the what? Transaction. And can I share this portion with the other realtor that came in the deal after you showed them the property? Can I tell that story, Kayla?
Yes, it's a learning experience. I'm over it now.
I want to share it because not to ridicule Kayla, she's learning, but so you don't repeat it. This buyer was in contract with Kayla, and for some reason, something with the title company, the deal went south. So she had both sides of this deal. Then he came back to the deal and came with a realtor. I said, absolutely not, Kayla. See, if Kayla would have called me on the front end instead of trying to figure it out by herself, I would have told Kayla, absolutely not. Be hardcore and say, listen, this is a great deal. Unfortunately, I was procuring calls. It don't matter that I didn't sign a buyer's brokerage agreement. If you went to court and you were the procuring calls, you're going to get your commission. Ask me how I know. It's already happened to me. It's already happened to me. She doesn't need to redo that same thing. But she was smart. She didn't offer the whole 3%. She said, okay, I want the deal to happen, so I'll offer you 2%. But I'm going to be honest, that was still kind of generous.
I know.
Because I want to give them nothing. I done been to the buyer. Listen, this is a good property. If you want to work with me, I'll get you into the property. Period, point blank. Like, I do people like that. I get real, like, my posture's up, and I make it seem like it's a deal. Like, if they don't get it, they're going to miss it. And I can help you get there. But unfortunately, I was a procuring cause, and I can't honor the commissions of the other agent. Now, if you want the other agent to help you, that's fine. But we're not going to be able to pay that commission. That's it. So now Kayla knows what to do. Okay. So let's open it up for questions real quick because it's 8:14 and I got to get y'all out of here. Any questions for me? Thank you, Kayla, for participating. That's right. Control the transaction. And sometimes I be nervous, but I posture up. I get them an earful, and it always goes my way. Even when I'm in inspections, I'm like, well, unfortunately, the seller is not willing to cooperate. So just go ahead and send me the cancellation. They don't send me no cancellation. They say, okay, we want to move forward in the deal, Ms. Hibbert. Thank you. All right. Natasha's on here. She knows what that's like. We went through that with her. Any questions for me tonight? So what did we learn? Let's maximize our commissions, guys. Let's get in our database. Let's make some deals happen of what you don't think can happen. Let's make it happen. Let's commit. Let's do 10 listings before the end of the year. It's not hard to do. I'm about to do it. I'm about to list 2 properties, literally in 2 days. Like, make a commitment to yourself and then get the deal done. Like, get the deal done. Right? Get the deal done. And when you start bringing in that $40,000 and $50,000 commission, start looking at other assets for you to buy. I got a client right now that I'm doing a deal with. They did seller's financing at 8%. 8% seller's financing. And guess what the down payment is? A grant. I got to help them get a grant. Absolutely. You can refi, pull the money out. Yeah, and so I want y'all to start thinking about what your life is going to look like when we get in a recession. See, I already know what my life is going to look like. I've already been there. I'm not going to repeat the same actions. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. This time, 5 years from now, the prices will not be the same. They will go up. They will go up. How do I know? I've only been doing this past 20 years. And if you don't believe me, go and do the research before me. Real estate has cycles. They go up and they go down. Where you buy is important. I don't mean location. That's important too, but that's not the first importance. The first importance is when you buy. See, when COVID was here, I wasn't buying properties like that. I was not getting caught up in the emotional stuff with people. But I tell you what, I was focused on making the commissions because it was easy. It was really easy. I won't lie to you. I only did open houses to make it easier for me in my job. So I don't got to show 50 people, 50 one property 50 different times. I did that for me. I didn't even do it for the seller. I made it convenient for me. So guys, all I want you to know is maximize. We're in the 4th quarter. Who has your money? Who has your deal? I was talking to a young lady today. She's 31. She's like, oh, I should activate my license. And, you know, how did you make 100,000? And I'm like, girl, you go to work. Stop trying to ask all those questions. Get your license activated and go to work. Because the truth is, if you made 30,000, you'd be happy. It'll be the most money you've ever made in a month in your entire life. There's no secret. Go to work, make the money, make the calls, do the follow-up. Do the follow-up. How am I able to grow my rev share? Because I follow up with people. I don't wait. Oh, they text me. And people call me at 9:30 at night. I call them. They're like, oh my God, what do you think you would call us? Well, you wrote a dissertation. I can't write a dissertation back. What is your phone number? I'll call you right now. I got a text message last night. Somebody's interested in coming in to EXP, right? I said, put me in a group chat. They didn't respond last night. I woke up this morning, I called. I didn't even ask if it was okay to call. I just called. And I said, is this a good time to talk? Yes. I don't need to show them no presentation. I know what the benefits are. You're not going to be getting stocks. Y'all have cashed out 6 figures in stock. I've purchased stock at $0 because I've gotten it based on my production. Then I've been able to grow a team so massive, and the company pays me to be, I don't even got to do this training for real. But I like taking control of my organization and providing value. A lot of people don't do that. They put you into the world. They say, go figure it out. Man, let me tell you, this guy texted me. His name is Leo. I did not wait. Leo said he was ready. I got on the call on Saturday morning and we onboarded them before my session. Well, Claudia and I ran into some complications. Can we move it to Monday? Absolutely. Monday, we got him onboarded. I do not let them onboard by themselves. They will get discouraged. Guys, so you're going to learn some stuff. Okay? You're going to learn some stuff. You can always invite your team here. We're always going to be trained. I have no questions. Go ahead, Kia Flowers. I'm like, I'm good, but I don't know if I'm that good.
So how do we get the access to the to like your training? Do we have to?
If you're here, you got it. It's the same. This is the same Zoom link. It's been for 3 years. I'm never changing it.
Oh, I'm new, so.
Yeah, but if you're here today, you have access. You just log in the same Zoom. You don't even got to re-register. You just log into the Zoom and we're here 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. And I'm not always here doing the trainings. I bring in high-level people, guys. Pace Morby, high level. Hoss Pratt, high level. The Cardones, high level. I've even had the founder of EXP on our calls, training.
So do you do like coaching, like like one-on-one coaching, things like that, or no?
I do. Here, you can go, actually, you just text me. How about that? And just
So,
type
like-
coaching. Right, and I'll send you the link for that.
Okay. Yeah,
All
because I'm a
right.
new agent.
All right, good.
Oh,
What company are you with?
I with EXP.
All right, good. So she could join my team. Right? We'll talk about that offline.
I see you on my, yeah, you're on my, like when
Downline.
yeah, you're on my downline.
Upline.
Yeah, so I gotta go to the chat and get the information again. Okay.
All right, good. Did y'all learn something tonight? Hey, Catherine. Catherine and I are gonna do some amazing things. We're gonna do some amazing things. She's licensed in Texas, licensed in Florida, has a
Yeah,
listing right now in Naples. Like, we're gonna do some big stuff. I already know it.
I'm licensed in Florida too.
Oh, great.
And I'm in North Carolina now, just moved from Tampa.
Oh, great.
Mhm.
Rosemary just got licensed in North Carolina. And I'll tell you what, Rosemary came in the game, y'all, as a licensed realtor. I met her at, hey, what was it? 10X Badass or something like that. Elena was hosting it. It was in Orlando. And that was my first time really meeting Elena at that level. And I met Rosemary. I just met her. I just started talking to her. She got her license. She joined the team. Guys, she did 8 million in her first year as a licensed realtor. Like, really, all you got to do is plug in and play. All she did was plug in and play, and then she added her spice. She just got a whole development under contract to list the properties. The people, the developer fired the old listing company and hired her, and now he just bought a whole nother development. Who do you think he's gonna hire? The girl is off the chain with selling. She's not afraid of working. This lady was putting a sign down in the ground herself in the snow. I was like, Rosemary, you know we pay people to do that. She's like, I know, but I want to put my sign in the yard myself. I'm like, but it's snowing outside. She's like, I know, but I'm gonna put this sign here. I'm like, okay. Now she's buying investment properties. She's investing in stuff in North Carolina. Man, I just love it.
Can
All right,
can I jump in? Can I just jump in a couple more minutes?
Oh, there you go. Rosemary is here.
I'm here. You know, I just want to say something that, you know, my husband is 56 years old. I'll be 48. This month is my birth month. So I'll be 48 years old, and we just started investing. Like, we didn't think to do this 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Like, we knew we had to do it, but we just didn't do it. And, you know, our primary income, we were taking it and spending it, like buying nonsense, bags, shoes, jewelry, going on vacation, when we could have invested. Okay, fine. We didn't do it. It's done. But now here we are today. We're a little smarter and taking our primary income and buying investment properties. And you gotta be in the game. Like you gotta find that area that you can buy duplexes, single family homes for, I mean, we just picked up a single family home in North Carolina for $56,000. I mean, where are you finding that? You're not, but you got to look. And guess what? I bought it outright. I'm getting $750 a month for it. And what am I in the process of doing? Refinancing, because the house is worth more than $56,000. It's worth at least $90,000, $100,000. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pull out, refi. I'm going to pull out my $56,000 and the equity. Okay. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to purchase something else with that. And the rent that I'm getting pays for the mortgage. Like this is like a money game. You just have to know, you just got to know what you're doing. Like, and you can't be afraid to do it. And, you know, saving money for what? For a rainy day? You save money for a rainy day because you think you're going to have a rainy day. You're going to have a rainy day. Like you can't, you want to save your money. You save your money to invest, to buy something, because one door leads to another door, to another door, to another door. So you gotta start somewhere. And if you can't do it on your own, find a partner, find someone to invest with. Even if it's $5,000, $10,000, whatever, go find it, go get it, find it, do it. Because it's just financial freedom. Like right now I've got a couple of $1,000s coming in and I'm not working. Like it comes in, like it's every month it's there and I'm not even having to work for it. And we're all young, capable people here.
Now,
You got to get in the game. You got to start somewhere and you have to do it long term. And if you want to buy something and you want to flip it because you want to make that instant money right then and there, do it. Go ahead, do it. But try to hold on to it, because real estate is real estate. Everyone needs a place to live.
people gonna let their cars go. They're gonna let their life insurance policies go. They're gonna let all this stuff go, but they're gonna keep their house as long as they can keep it. They are going to keep their house as long as they can, or their apartment, or whatever it is. Guys, I just want to say this. I'm segueing into commercial because I want 1,000 units and I'm behind. And I want y'all to remember this day and that I said I would have 1,000 units, and it's gonna come. I'm telling you, it's gonna come. I just 3 months ago said I'm gonna go into commercial, and all of a sudden the banks start asking me to do commercial BPOs. I don't know how. I have no CCIM certification. I've done commercial for 20 years, just as much as I've done residential. So I have the experience, but they don't know that. And so what if I keep doing them? Every time they come, they pay me $450 and I get them done. My assistant plugs in all the work. I plug the form into ChatGPT. ChatGPT give me all of whatever I need. Guys, like, you got to start working smarter, not harder. Okay. So that's my time. It's 8:30. I don't usually go past 8 o'clock. Love, peace, and real estate. I hope nobody else has any questions. If you do, I will stay here for about 2 more minutes to answer them. If not, love, peace, and real estate.